a man accidentally discovered a secret shelter that revealed his biggest fear. Garrett Graff, a historian and political author, discovered something in the mountains he had never imagined. For the object, one of his co-workers had discovered it on a parking garage's floor. However, upon closer examination, he saw something on the item that aroused his interest. What came next was a life-changing investigation of America's most closely guarded secrets. In his career as a political writer, Garrett Graff has written about a variety of contentious topics, including the war and the 2008 US presidential election. His most intriguing inquiry, though, may have begun when a strange object was brought to him by a friend. According to Graff, it was a government ID for a member of the intelligence community. The ID was located by the friend on the floor of a parking garage. Graff immediately picked up on a bug with the ID. The back of it had detailed driving instructions on it. Graff, being the curious reporter he was, used Google Maps to find the route and the destination. And he was shocked by the outcomes. He followed the instructions and arrived at a high crest just over 70 miles from Washington, D.C. The road came to an end at a peak known as Raven Rock. He discovered something spectacular beyond that. He had never heard of the facility, and there was no map of it. Graff added details. His inner journalist and historian were in complete meltdown. As soon as he could, he began investigating what he had discovered. When he first came across the building, he was unaware that the directions had taken him to the Raven Rock Mountain Complex, also known as Site R. Simply put, he had discovered an atomic fallout bunker. Graff's investigation produced a wealth of data regarding the American government's atomic war contingency plan. All of it is fascinating, some soothing, some terrifying. Raven Rock wasn't just a place for the elite and powerful to hobnob as the world around them fell apart. Officials set up very specific operation plans for every federal branch, even the IRS and post office. At the time of the Cold War, an atomic attack felt so imminent that Raven Rock was fully manned and operated 24 hours a day. Up until 1992, operations were picked up and modernized once more after the September 11th attacks in 2001. They again ran 24/7. Graff's research revealed a dozen or so additional end-of-the-world bunkers, including one located beneath the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia, despite the ID card Graff received only containing directions to one secret bunker. Each had about the same function and design in this instance. Another undiscovered doomsday bunker, similar to Raven Rock, was discovered on Cheyenne Mountain, close to Colorado Springs. Built in the 1950s, this structure has been the command center for protecting both Canada and the US against aerial attacks. Cheyenne Mountain had medical facilities, gyms, Subway sandwich shops, and reservoirs for fuel and water. Therefore, whoever was manning the cash register at the moment of the atomic assault earned a place among the elite who survived. Through all of his research, Graff learned something unsettling. If you're trying to preserve and restart the government after an attack, it becomes this very existential question about what America is. As far as Graff could tell, the bunkers provided a disturbing answer: the civilian population would be left to itself for weeks or months at a time. And a small number of senior government officials will be spirited out to these bunkers. In other words, the government's plot to rebuild America post-atomic war didn't really include the people. Preserving artifacts and the system of government took precedence. To think that his journey into some of the country's biggest secrets started with just a lost ID badge. Most people would presumably just cross their fingers and wish for the best. However, a few people have gone above and beyond to make preparations.